If you've looked at your lawn recently and thought, man, I think I've made it worse, this video's for you. And this usually happens right after something changes. Maybe you've started a weed control and fertilization program, or maybe your mowing habits have changed, or the weather had shifted, or the lawn just come out of a dormant phase. Whatever the reason, the pattern is the same. You look at the lawn and think, I thought this was supposed to help. Why does it look worse now? Did I mess something up? And was it better before? This is the moment most homeowners panic. And here is the important part. Most of the time, nothing is wrong. This is actually a normal part of lawn improvement. A big reason this feels scary is because what we expect lawn care to look like. We're taught that if something is working, it should look better right away. But lawns don't improve like paint drying. They improve more like working out. The system gets stressed first, then rebuilds stronger. And during this phase, it's normal for things to look worse before they start looking better. Here is what's really happening. The first thing that most people don't realize is that improvement doesn't start with new growth. It starts with the old growth letting go. Grass that's shallow-rooted, stressed, or weak stops hiding. Before, thicker top growth was covering up those issues. When that weak growth fades, the lawn can look thinner even though it's moving in the right direction. And the second thing that's happening is the lawn is redirecting energy. Grass does not fix itself from the top down. It fixes itself from the ground up. So while you're looking at the surface thinking nothing is happening, the lawn is building underground. Roots are strengthening and the foundation is changing. That work is invisible, but it has to happen before thicker, healthy growth shows up above the soil. The third thing to understand is stress shows before strength. Any change, like weather, mowing adjustments, treatments, improvements, creates temporary stress. Stress doesn't mean damage. Stress means adjustment. And this is where a lot of homeowners get stuck. When a lawn looks rough, the urge is to add things, change things, or fix things fast. But in lawn care, the more action at the wrong time usually just creates more problems. Sometimes the most productive move is stability, letting the system settle and letting the process finish. There's one more piece that matters here, and that is consistency. Lawns don't respond to one good decision. They respond to repeated, boring ones. Weed control and fertilization work best when they are consistent over time. Not because grass is picky, but because weeds, soil, and nutrients are constantly changing. Stopping and then starting again just resets progress. And the same goes for mowing. Even though we don't mow lawns, mowing height and frequency plays a huge role in lawn health. Cutting too short or skipping weeks or constantly changing patterns that weakens grass and exposes soil, which makes everything else harder. Even insects matter more than people realize. Root-feeding pests can quietly stress a lawn out from below, long before you ever see damage on top. And none of these things work in isolation. Healthy lawns are systems, not single treatments. So when a lawn looks rough during improvement, it's rarely because something failed. It's usually because the system hasn't had enough time to settle yet. There's also an important difference between a lawn that looks good short-term and a lawn that stays healthy long-term. A lawn can be green and still be weak, and a lawn, on the other hand, can look thin while it's actually getting stronger. What you're seeing in this phase is not failure, it's transition. Now to be clear, not every lawn issue should be ignored. Sudden widespread browning, or standing water, or bare ground that keeps expanding, those are different conversations. But general thinning, patchiness, or even uneven color during the change, that is usually part of the process. Lawn improvement happens in stages. First it looks worse, then it looks uneven, then it starts filling in, and then it starts looking healthy. Skipping that uncomfortable middle stage is rare. Most lawns do not fail because the plan was wrong. They fail because the process was stopped halfway through. Improvement almost always happens after the part that feels uncomfortable. So if you've ever looked at your lawn and thought, it was better before, wasn't it? That doesn't mean you were wrong to start. It usually means you were right in the middle. The hardest part about lawn care isn't effort, it's patience. Give it time. Lawns don't change overnight. but they do change. If you want help understanding what's actually happening in your lawn during seasonal changes, I broke that down in my last video. Why your grass looks dead in winter and what it really means.